Alright, football fanatics. Gather round because we're about to tackle one of the sport's greatest debates: who are the top 10 American football players of all time? This isn't just about stats, it's about impact, legendary plays, and how many times they made you yell at your TV. Ranking these titans is like trying to catch a greased pig wearing shoulder pads, incredibly difficult, slightly messy, but oh so rewarding. So, brace yourselves, because your favorite might not be where you think, and we're definitely going to ruffle a few feathers. Let's kick off this countdown. Kicking off our list at number 10, it's the man who probably still gives opposing quarterbacks nightmares, Aaron Donald. This defensive tackle is a force of nature, redefining what an interior lineman can do. He's got 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards, which is just insane for someone who mostly operates in the trenches. Watching him shed blocks is like watching a magician disappear from a straitjacket. You know it shouldn't be that easy. He's a Super Bowl champion, and honestly, if he retired today, he'd be a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Just imagine trying to block this guy on a Sunday morning. Sliding into the number 9 spot, we're taking it old school with the legendary Johnny Unitas. This man was quarterback royalty long before the Super Bowl era truly took off, shaping what the position even means. With his signature flat-top haircut and black high-top shoes, Unitas was the epitome of cool under pressure. He racked up 3 MVP awards and led the Baltimore Colts to an NFL championship and a Super Bowl victory. He's often credited with pioneering the modern passing game. He basically invented the 2-minute drill, proving you don't need fancy graphics to create drama. At number 8, it's primetime himself, Deion Sanders. If talent had a swagger, it would be Deion. This guy wasn't just a cornerback, he was an event. He played both ways, on offense and defense, and somehow also managed to have a pretty decent MLB career. He's the only player ever to play in both the Super Bowl and a World Series. You know he was good when opponents would just refuse to throw his way, or kick the ball to him. Deion didn't just play the game, he strutted through it, making every play look effortlessly cool. The original two-sport superstar, before it was cool, it was always cool for Deion. Coming in at number 7, the incomparable sweetness, Walter Payton. The Chicago Bears legend wasn't just a running back, he was an artist with a football. His combination of power, speed, and elusiveness made him nearly impossible to tackle. He'd stiff-arm a defender then hurdle another like it was part of his morning routine. Payton retired as the NFL's all-time leading rusher and earned an MVP award. He finally got his Super Bowl ring with the legendary '85 Bears team, even if he didn't get the goal line carry. Still makes some fans grumble. He played with an incredible toughness that inspired teammates and terrified opponents. Sweetness indeed. At number 6, we have the Sheriff, Peyton Manning. This quarterback was basically a supercomputer with an arm. His pre-snap adjustments were legendary. He'd dissect defenses before the ball was even snapped. Manning holds the record for most NFL MVP awards with 5, which is just ridiculous. He led 2 different teams, the Colts and the Broncos, to Super Bowl victories, proving his brilliance wasn't tied to one locker room. His rivalry with Tom Brady defined an era of football. He was so good, you just knew he was going to audible into something brilliant, usually followed by an almost surgical touchdown pass. A true gridiron genius. Crashing into the top 5, it's the incomparable Jim Brown. Imagine being so dominant, you only play 9 seasons, win 3 MVP awards, and then just walk away at the peak of your career to star in movies. That's Jim Brown for you. In his relatively short NFL career, he redefined the running back position with unmatched power, speed, and vision. He led the league in rushing in 8 of his 9 seasons and led the Cleveland Browns to an NFL championship. His records stood for decades. Some argue he's the greatest pure football player ever, full stop. He simply felt like he'd conquered the sport, and honestly, who could argue? At number 4, we've got Joe Cool himself, Joe Montana. The architect of the 49ers dynasty in the 80s, Montana was the ultimate comeback kid. He won 4 Super Bowls, earning MVP honors in 3 of them. His calm demeanor in the biggest moments was legendary. Remember the catch? Yeah, he threw that. He had an uncanny ability to find the open receiver, even when the pocket was collapsing around him. He was like a surgeon with a football, precise and unflappable, always delivering when it mattered most. If you needed a clutch drive, Joe Montana was the guy you wanted under center, no question. Charging in at number 3, it's the player who changed defensive football forever, Lawrence Taylor. LT wasn't just a linebacker, he was a revolution. His speed, strength, and relentless pursuit made him virtually unblockable. Opposing offenses had to completely redesign their schemes just to try and contain him. He won 2 Super Bowls with the New York Giants and, incredibly, won the NFL MVP award in 1986, a feat rarely achieved by a defensive player. Quarterbacks literally feared him, and rightfully so. He was a human highlight reel of sacks, forced fumbles, and game-changing plays. A true force of nature, redefining what a defensive player could be. At number 2, we have the undisputed greatest wide receiver of all time, Jerry Rice. There isn't much to say about Jerry Rice that hasn't already been said, other than he was simply unstoppable. His work ethic was legendary, and his hands were vacuums. He holds practically every major receiving record, career receptions, receiving yards, and receiving touchdowns. It's not even close. He won 3 Super Bowls with the 49ers and made it look easy. If he's not catching a touchdown, he's blocking downfield. He had the longevity, the clutch factor, and the sheer talent to dominate for decades. He makes every other receiver look like they're playing in slow motion. And finally, at number 1, it could only be one man, Tom Brady. Love him or, well, you probably still love him, you just don't want to admit it. 7 Super Bowl rings. That's more than any franchise, let alone any individual player. 5 Super Bowl MVPs, 3 NFL MVPs, most career passing yards, most career passing touchdowns, the list goes on. His longevity is unparalleled, playing at an elite level into his mid-40s. He transcended mere football player status, he became a cultural phenomenon. He won with the Patriots, he won with the Buccaneers. He truly is the ultimate winner, and perhaps, the greatest athlete in team sports history. There's just no arguing with that many rings.